Hello, my name is Chris and I'm a U-Haul hitch professional. If you're planning on towing a trailer with your Chevy Trailblazer, then you're going to need trailer wiring. It is required by the law. Now let me show you how we complete this install. You will need the following tools and supplies to complete this installation. Our installation is going to take place in the rear cargo area, so let's start by removing our floor coverings and our spare tire so we can get access behind the trim panels. Spin this locking device to release your spare tire. On the passenger side, remove this trim clip so we can get the lower floor covering out to allow the side trims clearance to open. Towards the forward end of the cargo area, you will find two plastic nuts that you can spin off the post, one on each side. Gently pry out the lower floor covering. You can now remove the rear scuff panel by gently pulling upward. You can now remove a tow hook on each side of the vehicle with a 10mm socket. With all the fasteners removed, we're now ready to pull the trim back to expose our tail light connectors. Gently pull back. There should be some pins somewhere behind here holding it in. We're now ready to connect our wire harness. The yellow wire will be on the driver's side. Disconnect your electrical connector by first pulling out the red locking tab and then depressing the button to remove the connection. Now place the appropriate ends of your T connector into the circuit. We're now going to affix the white wire with a self-tapping screw to the bare metal. You can now use the provided double-sided sticky tape to affix the converter box in an out-of-the-way location. We can now pass the green and red connector from the driver's side through the rear threshold of the vehicle to keep the wires hidden. Repeat as before with the red locking tab. Now insert your red and green connectors. We're now ready to run the power wire from our engine to our converter box. We're going to go ahead and use the U-Haul exclusive OEM style pre-braided Power Wire 1. If you do not have one of these, you can pick one up at your nearest local U-Haul, or you can order one from the link in the description below. We will get power from this bolt. You can remove the nut using a 14mm socket. Place on the ring terminal of your fuse holder and reaffix the nut. Tighten snugly, but do not over-tighten. In order to utilize all the braiding on the wire to keep it near the hot engine parts, I prefer to run this end from underneath and make our connection, and then run all of it backwards to the converter box. So let's go ahead and fish wire a pole down. We'll tape the wire up and pull it back up. Route your power wire behind all these electrical connections, using them as zip points along the way to connect to our fuse holder. Now insert into the fuse holder. You can now route your power wire rearward, following the hard metal brake lines and hiding in any trim panels along the way. Now that our power wire has been routed to underneath the vehicle, we need to go ahead and fish it up so we can connect our converter. We're also going to share that fish wire to fish down the 4-flat connector by accessing a grommet down here. You can use a pair of needle nose pliers to pull on it. It's in there pretty secure. Now use a length of wire to pass it through the hole and down and out the bumper. Tape your wire to it, pull it back up. We will now tape the 4-flat connector to our fish wire and pull it back down. We can now make a cut to our grommet so that we can reinsert it. We did pull the grommet from the outside in, so we will need to insert it the opposite way, and it will work the same. Make sure the grommet is fully seated. You can then apply black silicone to seal it up. We can now connect the power wire to the converter box. We will be using a heat shrink butt connector. You can now insert your 10-amp fuse and install the provided cover. We are now ready to reassemble the interior. Let's go ahead and click in all our trims. We'll reinstall the tow hooks and fasteners. Line up the rear scuff panel and pull it rearward to line up the clips. Push down gently. Our final steps will be to mount the 4-flat wiring connector to a mounting bracket. If you do not have one of these, you can purchase one at your nearest local U-Haul hitch center, or you can order one online, and I will link it in the description below. Using the bracket as a template, you can drill out 2 holes using a 3/16 drill bit. The bracket will come with 2 different forms of hardware to secure the bracket. We, however, will use a rivet when placing it on the fascia. Now pass the connector through the bracket. Wiggle up and down until it seats itself into position. Now cover with the dust cover. That concludes trailer wiring for your Chevy Trailblazer. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to practice safe trailering, and I can't wait to see you out there. If you have any questions about the products seen in this video, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with your local U-Haul hitch professional, please visit us online at uhaulhitches.com.